What's up, guys? Today we're diving into the topic. It's a little bit different: jealousy or envy or wantingness or whatever the heck you want to call it. Because I don't like to use the word jealousy. When I hear the word jealousy, I think of like something like Mean Girls per se, where you're actively spiteful towards someone due to their successes, and that's not necessarily the case. You might just be wanting to be that person or envious of their opportunities. For some reason, when I hear the word jealousy, I carry that connotation with it, but we'll just, label it all as jealousy today and move forward from there. So a lot of times it's human nature to be envious or jealous of someone else's successes, right? We have a situation where you think you're good. You're better than someone. Well, not necessarily better than someone, but you have some level of confidence in your abilities, and you think those abilities should be valued at something, right? Oh, I should be X, Y, and Z. So when you see someone else receive something that you think reflect your abilities and maybe not necessarily their abilities, it's very easy for us to be spiteful or angry or jealous or envious in some form or fashion when that happens. Now, the reason this takes place is probably because it is an opportunity missed by you that you didn't even realize was there. Now, that's at least for myself. When I get envious or, jealous or something, more times than not, it's because the opportunity was close enough that I myself could have seized that opportunity, but I didn't even know it was there, nor maybe I tried to do it but didn't do it well enough. So we got to understand, let's take a step back, because yes, that emotional reaction is natural, but let's look at what it actually means. It means two things. One, for myself at least, there are lots of opportunities around us that we're not even aware of. And we got to do our best to try and capture those. And so maybe they'll mitigate some of those envious moments where you see someone get an opportunity. And that envy comes from the point, comes from the internal side of, man, I wish I could have applied for that, tried to do that. I didn't even realize that was a thing. You almost feel cheated. And that's okay. That's natural. But number two is, if you see someone else who's kind of in your area, or maybe not even in your area, or totally exactly in your area, succeeding, and you go, oh, I'm smarter than that, or I have better programs than that, or I have more charisma than that, or whatever you want to say. That's fine. But remember that is a reflection of an opportunity that exists, right? This person has achieved something that you yourself wanted to achieve, which means it's really cool. It's actually achievable, right? Seeing someone else succeed at an opportunity doesn't mean that's the only opportunity. Very rarely is there only one opportunity of one single thing that ever exists, right? Maybe like presidential, I guess there's one president, but you could always be president, I guess, 4 years later when you run then. But the point is, if someone succeeds, it should be exciting, because that means you too have the opportunity to succeed in that area, especially if it's a new area. So that is another thing to associate or reflect on when you have those kind of emotions, right? It's easy to be like, man, this is really frustrating. I want that opportunity. It's not fair. This person knows that someone. When you start rattling that off, by the way, some justifications as to why that person got that opportunity and you didn't, there might be some learning lessons in there too. Right? They know someone that I don't. Well, maybe it's time for you to meet someone. Maybe it's time for you to go connect. These are all opportunities for you to learn how to get into that opportunity itself. And maybe when that person receives that role, as opposed to being frustrated or upset or wishing that you yourself could have gotten it, you become supportive because you want more of those roles to exist. You don't want there to be only one position that exists that you like. You want there to be lots of those positions. So if we can support each other in that situation, we have the opportunity to open up more positions. And so often the fallacy of only one is not really true. Now, if you drag that person down and make that person look, well, like they're not capable of that position, it makes it look like that position itself shouldn't have even existed. So let's try and lift each other up in these situations. Just something to think about. I know it's a common emotion that people get. I've had people message me, well, it's not fair this person got that, or how do I get in these situations? And I myself have had these emotions many times before. We're human, right? It happens. It exists. But let's reflect on it and try and do our best to understand what it's stemming from, but also how we can take that situation that you might think is negative, for some reason negative because someone else succeeded and did no harm to your life, which is a silly thing to say out loud, right? Because what could possibly be negative about that? If anything, it's actually a positive, as we kind of mentioned earlier, because it shows that opportunity does exist, and if we can lift it up, maybe more of those opportunities present themselves. So hopefully that makes sense. I appreciate you guys listening. I hope you're enjoying these. Feel free to subscribe, share, comment below, and I hope you all stay safe and stay well.